For nearly a decade, commercial airlines have been chasing one final milestone, a non-stop flight that can connect any two cities in the world. The distance on long routes like Sydney-London and Sydney-New York is roughly 10,000 nautical miles, or 17,000 kilometers. This means it was virtually impossible for any passenger plane carrying a full commercial load to make those journeys without any stops. But Australian airline Qantas has just solved this equation with its new Airbus A350-1000ULR, which promises 22-hour flights between Australia and cities like New York and London. Qantas and Airbus started working on this project in 2017. They named it Project Sunrise because the crew and passengers will see two sunrises on a single flight. But this name also carries historical significance. After the fall of Singapore in the Second World War, the Australia-England air link was severed. So the authorities initiated a new service called Double Sunrise, which operated from its base in Western Australia to the British base in Sri Lanka and later on Karachi in British India. A single westbound flight would take between 27 and 33 hours, making it the longest commercial flight in history. The flight carried only 3 passengers and 152 pounds of essential mail, and had to be timed to cross Japanese airspace at night. But these flights were an unfortunate necessity of the war. How do you engineer a similar commercial flight today that can carry higher loads and more passengers? Since Airbus wanted to carry more than 3 wartime celebrities and an overall higher takeoff weight, they needed a large plane, so they chose the Airbus A350-1000ULR as their engineering base. The original Airbus A350-1000ULR has a 73-meter-long fuselage, can accommodate up to 400 passengers, and has a maximum range of 9,000 nautical miles. It already has state-of-the-art Rolls-Royce Trent XWB-97 engines, which are among the most efficient large commercial turbofans in service. Airbus could not rely on a major engineering breakthrough, so what could it improve to get that extra 1,000 nautical miles? For starters, the plane needed more fuel and less weight. This is a common aviation paradox known as the fuel spiral. To travel farther, a plane requires more fuel. But the more fuel it carries, the heavier it gets. A heavier plane requires more power, for which you need more fuel, and the cycle continues. More fuel was a non-negotiable, so they added a dedicated 20,000-liter rear-center fuel tank, which extended the aircraft's range by roughly 1,000 nautical miles. But this unprecedented amount of fuel could easily throw the plane's balance off. Their first design challenge was to balance the fuel throughout a 22-hour flight, which they solved by building a special fuel quantity management system, FQMS. This new system ensures that fuel is burnt from different tanks, so that the plane's center of gravity remains consistent. Once this major engineering hurdle was solved, they needed to reduce the added weight of the fuel in other areas of the plane. Simple in theory, but harder in practice, because carbon fiber airframes made of light composite materials and optimized wings were already hallmarks of the original A350-1000ULR. However, given the plane's size, they could make other small incremental changes across multiple systems, which would translate into meaningful weight savings. For this purpose, Airbus introduced a new galley air cooling system, NGAC, which features lighter and more efficient refrigeration units, and reduced the passenger capacity from nearly 400 to 238, spread across 4 classes: 6 first-class suites, 52 business suites, 40 premium economy seats, and 140 in the economy class. Reducing load allows the airline to offer a more luxurious experience by dedicating 40% of the cabin to premium seating. They've also added a well-being zone that encourages passengers to move around during the flight, avoid jet lag and irregular circadian rhythms. Qantas conducted multiple test flights to study passenger experience, to optimize lighting, meal timing, and cabin design. But before all of the details could be figured out, there was one major problem. COVID-19 and the subsequent lockdown. It wasn't until 2022 that Qantas Group resumed Project Sunrise as part of a major overhaul that promised to lower carbon emissions by 25%. MSN 707 is the first of 12 aircraft ordered by Qantas. In July 2026, it took off from Melbourne as part of its extensive testing protocols and completed its first test flight by landing in France. It was the second most tracked flight on Flight Radar 24 as 3.6 million people tracked it along its long route. Its tracking frenzy is second only to the 2022 flight carrying Queen Elizabeth's coffin. Now, Airbus is finalizing the assembly of a second aircraft. This will be the first official Airbus A350-1000ULR delivered to Qantas for commercial use in April 2027. The airline plans to make it operational before the end of 2027. We are on the cusp of a major milestone. Do you think we might be entering another golden age of aviation? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you have any suggestions for future videos or a topic you'd like us to cover, don't hesitate to let us know in the comments, and most importantly, subscribe so we can keep bringing awesome aviation content to you.